So find the coordinates of the minimum turning point on each of these curves. So it's very specific in this question, mightn't be as specific in the leaving cert or anything like that. So what we've got to do is, first of all, let's the minimum turning point. So what do we mean by that? Well, let's have a look at this here graph, and if you notice, this is a plus 2x squared. So a plus x squared graph, if we were to graph that, or we should understand that this is a U-shaped graph, and you can see here, down in the valley, we're going to get to the minimum point, the minimum turning point. So that's why it's specifically asking you for the minimum turning point, and the same with this one here. But anyway, we're focusing on number 1. So step 1, you must differentiate. So dy dx is equal to, well, 4x here, and you differentiate this, you're going to kick away the x, you're going to get minus 12. So there you have differentiated. Now what have you found? The first derivative, and of course the first derivative is always the slope finder function. Slope finder function basically means if I know a value of x on the graph, I can find out the slope at that value of x in the graph. Or if I'm given a point, remember you only consider the x part of it, but two things: if I know the value of x, I find the slope, or if I know the slope, I can find out the value of x on the graph where that slope occurs. So what do you mean here? How can we figure this out now? Well, up to now, we might have known the value of x and we found the slope. But if you remember here in this U-shaped graph over here, going down from left to right, you're decreasing, so the slope is negative. The slope is decreasing there. Going up here from left to right, slope is positive. And what has happened here? It's gone from negative to positive. So say, for example, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something has happened here in the middle. It has crossed through the minimum point, and at the minimum point, the slope is 0. Very key, important fact. And also at the max point in the graph, the slope is also 0. So you can imagine a demonstration, a pin being thrown, something going up. At the max point, the slope is 0, or in this case, at the minimum point, the slope is 0. What does that mean for us? Well, we just sub in 0 for the slope. We're now going to find out x, so we're going to say add 12 to the right, we're left with 4x, add 12 to the left, we get 4x equal to 12, divide both sides by 4, we get x is equal to 3. Now, that is only your x value of the coordinate. You've got to remember that a coordinate comes in a pairing of x before y. We've got 3, we don't have y. How do we get y? So you need to go back to your original equation. The original equation there, so your y is equal to 2x squared minus 12x plus 3, so basically 2 times the input squared minus 12 times the input plus 3 will give you the value of y. We've got our input 3, so let's set it up, and let's substitute in 3 for x, like that. Get your calculator, work that out, you get minus 15. So as you can see there now, when the input is 3, the output is minus 15, and therefore that is the minimum turning point in that question, 3 minus 15. And looking at this visually, there is the graph drawn out. Not as easy to see here. That's 3 there, minus 15. So I do a bit of a zoom in here to make it a bit clearer. Same graph, but just zoomed in, 3 minus 15. And you can see clearly that that's the minimum point on that graph. Y is equal to 2x squared minus 12x plus 3.